Well, hello. You are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. Today is day 109, and I just left the Station Inn in Pawling, and I'm doing the road walk now back to the trail. It's going to be a 2.5-mile road walk, mostly flat, and some exciting things that are happening today are that we are going to be entering Connecticut, aka the gateway to New England. So I'm going to be back in New England, and I'll remain there for the rest of this trip, which is really exciting. If I make it far enough today, there's a country store I might stop at for food, which we'll see. I am getting a late start. It's almost 11 now. I didn't mean to leave this late, but I wasn't feeling the greatest this morning. I didn't sleep the greatest. I woke up at like 4 o'clock and I was really hot. I think my body's just gotten acclimated to like the cooler, sleeping in cooler outdoor temperatures, so that when I'm inside I just don't sleep as well anymore. So I got broken sleep. It took me a while to get back to sleep after that, and so I kind of slept in. I woke up, I kind of had a tummy ache, but it turned out I was just hungry. So I went and got that breakfast, and I felt better after eating just half of a sandwich. Packed out the other half. Also packed out the cookies the hotel gave me and some chocolate milk I bought last night. Packed it in ice from the hotel, so I'll have a cold chocolate milk as a snack later. It is now 77 degrees and climbing, probably, because it's only 11, and I can only imagine as the afternoon wears on how hot it's going to get. So that could definitely have an impact on my mileage today. Gonna drink lots of water as usual. Remembered to put my water bottle in the fridge last night, so the water in it is nice and cold, so that'll help. So this is an actual train stop, and it's called Appalachian Trail. So I guess on the weekends and some holidays, the train will actually stop here and you can go to New York. Starting the hike today, going through some pastures. Now that I'm away from the road noise, I wanted to say that today, June 13th, 2024, is 2020's Summit Day. 2020 is summiting Katahdin today, June 13th. I am so proud of him. He just really cranked out the miles. So if you don't know, 2020 and Lone Star were like my original tramily. And we met, I don't know, like less than a couple weeks into the hike, I think. We started hiking, or not hiking together, but camping together early on in North Carolina. And then both of them were faster than me. 2020 just zoomed forward. He was doing like 30-mile days, and he finished the trail in less than 4 months. I don't know how many days it was for him, but it's just incredible. Just got done with a little climb after that pasture, and now I'm enjoying this beautiful flat trail for a change. Look at this, no rocks, dirt, very little elevation change. It's awesome. And I'm under tree cover, so it does feel a little cooler, especially now that I'm not climbing. So my sweat is actually doing its job at cooling me down. Coming up on the Wiley shelter. It's right on the trail. So I'm gonna have a little break here. No sooner did I sit down for my break, but 2020 texted his summit photo. So that's really awesome. He's completed the Appalachian Trail, and he did it before I even made it to New England, so I'm just so happy for him. So I just had my leftover, or my other half of my sandwich from this morning, and now I'm having the cookies from the hotel and my cold chocolate milk. So the ice lasted about this long and it's still cool. So I'm gonna drink that now before it gets warm. All right, back on trail. Had a nice little, I don't know, I guess that was a lunch break. I mean, it's 3:30. We can call that lunch. This shelter has its own little free library. That's really cute. Aww. We have gone 5.7 trail miles today, plus about 2.5 miles of road walking. So I'd say we're like pretty much halfway through the day. And we have just a little bit more than a mile to the Connecticut border. So I'm super excited about that. And today the trail has been pretty easy. I've been really pleasantly surprised because New York has really kicked my butt a lot of the time, and like surprisingly so. I kept thinking like, oh, it'll get easier, it'll get easier. I think it's finally gotten easier. I'm really thankful for that because it is rather warm today. So the fact that we're not doing like a ton of elevation gain today is really helping with the heat, and you know, I'm not getting like super overheated or anything. And now that I've had that lunch break, my pack is way lighter. So we're coming up to a road, and this is a point where, this is kind of a rare point where you should ignore the red line route on far out and just follow the white blazes, because the route that's marked on far out is a detour route, which brings, it's like a road walk that brings you around a river crossing, which can, I guess it can be treacherous at times, but it, like, everyone on far out comments that it's totally fine and just follow the white blazes, and the creek is totally passable. It's also shorter if you just follow the white blazes rather than the road. So that's what I'm going to do. It's been very dry, so I don't anticipate that the water level is going to be very high, and I should be able to cross with dry feet. Alright, here is the controversial creek crossing. This doesn't look bad at all. Looks like you don't even have to walk anywhere near water until the very end. And there's a rope, which I probably am not going to need, but I guess we'll just walk along it just in case. Oh, okay, I guess it's a little comforting that it's there. Okay, I'm gonna step down. Yeah. This is kind of precarious, like how it's tied to the stick, very wobbly stick. Okay. Here's the remains of that bridge, I guess. This one looks like it actually fell apart and was not just torn down like that other perfectly nice bridge in whatever state that was. Probably Virginia. That wasn't bad, and I probably made it look harder than it was because I was vlogging it at the same time and holding my poles. So if I wasn't doing all that, it would have been pretty easy. We've done it. We're in Connecticut. Welcome to New England, she said. Welcome to my world. You gotta bring your own sun. Woo! I walked all the way here. I walked all the way. This is a big milestone for me for a few reasons. So firstly, I mean, I've lived in New England my entire life. A couple summers ago, I thru hiked the New England Trail, which goes through the state of Connecticut and Massachusetts, south to north. So it's a different trail than the AT. So I have hiked through Connecticut before. So I don't know, when you hike through a state, it's like, now it feels like you have some sort of like affinity to it now. And so it's just like familiar territory for me. Even though I've never hiked this trail before in Connecticut, I have hiked through a different trail. And, you know, you're just kind of familiar with the culture a little bit more than I think some of the other states where maybe I'd only been to a handful of cities. Borders have a significance to it, even if it's just like kind of the emotional significance we place on it. Even if there's nothing really geologically differentiating this from New York, it's like in our minds, now we're in a different place. Connecticut has gotten me out of breath right off the bat. I'm in Connecticut. Oh man. So next point of interest, coming up in about 3.5 miles, is a covered bridge and a country store / restaurant where I hope to get some food. About to start a climb up a hill, but it looks like it's only 1.2 miles to the top and only like 500 feet of elevation gain, so that's really not bad. It doesn't look very steep. And then it's downhill from there, and I think flat as we get to the country store. That water looks so inviting. I just want to go in and like sit in it. Oh. Not that cold. Actually feels pretty nice. Oh. I would have totally gone in the water if I wasn't trying to go like in public somewhere. If I was just like going straight to camp, I think it'd be a different story. But it is really beautiful. Trail has been super nice walking alongside the river here, and got about 0.3 to get to a blue blaze, which is going to take us into Bull's Bridge where the country store is. Okay, this is the blue blaze to Bull's Bridge, and it is very nice. So here's the Bull's Bridge, covered bridge. Looks like there's a lot of traffic right about now, so I've got to be careful about oncoming traffic. Cute. Here's the country store. That was a really nice stop. I got a couple drinks and some fresh fruit. And I got an oatmeal because I was short on a breakfast for this stretch. And they let me refill my water, charge my phone. They have picnic tables there. They have a porta potty. The next kind of campsite area that I was planning for is in a little less than 5 miles, and it's 6:48, so I figure I have a couple hours of daylight left, so I might make it there before dark, but I don't really have any other options. I think you're only supposed to camp at designated campsites, if I remember that correctly. So it didn't look like there was anything before that. So that's what I'm going to aim for. It looks like I have a bit of a climb to get up onto a ridge where the campsite is located. It's a nice dirt road the trail has you walk on. And if I'm reading the map correctly, it looks like if you kept going on this road, there's another trail that pretty much goes straight to the campsite. So I could probably save a bunch of time if I just keep on this road. So I think I'm going to try for that. Hopefully the trail pans out and is actually still there. I don't know if this trail will pan out, but this is a very pretty walk, just the same. Okay. It kind of looks like this is a trail. I just came on this dilapidated old building. I have no idea what this is. It's in really rough shape. The trail is still in good shape. Half of me was kind of worried that this was going to be all grown in and no trail recognizable anymore. But the trail itself is fine. I am walking what I believe to be an old stream bed. And it's very steep, but that also means that I'm probably almost done climbing because the campsite isn't even at 1,000 feet. I think it's like 900 something. And we started at like 260 or something. So can't be climbing for much longer. I think we're getting close. Alright, well I kind of came up toward a dead end, but I'm only 0.1 away from the campsite, so I think I'm just going to bushwhack to it. That seems like the easiest option right now, and this doesn't look too bad. And this almost looks like a trail. It is a trail. Look at that. I think I found part of it down there. I just got to get down somehow. Well, so I found the toilet. And the campsite must be this way. Finally found something that looks like a trail. Blue blaze. Oh, man, that was a challenge. Okay, so that blue thing is a bear box, so that'll be useful. Oh, there's other people here. Oh. So I didn't realize these are all numbered campsites. So this is number 1, and somebody's here already, but he said I could share because this is a nice big area, and I think I can make this work with my hammock. But there's a couple more tents out that way. And there's a brook, and I didn't know that there was a brook, so I'm gonna go get some water.